Hey guys, it's Sophia from KHTS, and we are back with Roberto Ramos, who is running for the 27th Congressional
Woo, woo,
District.
woo.
Hey Roberto, how are you doing today?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. So, we're just going to kind of jump into it and talk about why you're kind of running today.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what
And we
made
had the
you.
Michael Jackson song right off
We
the bat,
did,
so
yeah.
I thank you for putting that in. I
You feel a little more
requested it. No,
comfortable?
it was a great walkout song.
Okay, good. Well, what made you decide to run for Congress, and why do you believe that this is the right time for you to be in candidacy?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe this is the right time just because I just actually finished up school. Well, let's start off a little bit from the beginning, just so you guys know a little bit about me. Um, I ended up born and raised out here in Palmdale, so I'm from the 27th district. So I was born, raised out here. I actually ended up going after I graduated from Highland High School. I went to College of the Canyons, and I got recruited into the Marine Corps right out of there. And in my tenure in the Marine Corps, I did military intelligence. I had a backup job as teaching other Marines how to shoot. But then after I ended up doing that, came back home and decided to go to UC Berkeley for my undergrad in political science. I ended up doing a double major, which is American politics and international relations. So that ended up pushing me over to UCLA, where I ended up going to the School of Law. I ended up getting my master's, and I ended up just graduating last Friday.
Oh,
And yeah,
with your master's?
yeah, with my master's.
Awesome, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And so right now, I think is the perfect time of me just finishing everything up, moving on to the next stage, and realizing that everyone within my district, they're suffering and they're going through it hard. They're not able to afford basic standard of living anymore. So I want to be able to be that person to actually say, hey, let's do something, instead of our current representative, who I feel is doing absolutely nothing. When asked a simple question on voting, he voted present instead of a yes or no, clear stated where he stands. He voted present. We're not in homeschool. We're not. Like, he's out there just pretending like he's in congressman. He's using this as a stage for the next political venture that he's going to do. So I feel that, as a local from California 27th, I'm actually going to. I know what the locals are actually going through. I know what they're suffering through. I know what it takes to drive from Palmdale to Santa Clarita and stressing out. I know that. You know who doesn't know that? Mr. Cambridge, Mr. Princeton. He doesn't know anything about the realities, the suffrage that we're going through. So I'm trying to be the next person to represent everybody here.
What do you see as the biggest issue facing residents in the 27th Congressional District, and what specific steps would you take to address that?
Great question. Um, the best the worst thing that's actually happening to the 27th district has to be the gas. We're commuter cities. Everyone knows this. We're the suburbs of LA. We're going into Burbank. We're people in the Antelope Valley are coming into Santa Clarita. They're going to San Fernando Valley to work. These are commuter cities. The biggest issue is gas, and the best thing to actually do to stop all this is hoping that during the midterms that there is a blue wave and they're able to stop the war in Iran. It's as simple as that. We're in an illegitimate war. We stopped the Strait of Hormuz, which how many millions of gallons of gas pass through every single day. What, we're just going to close it and let everyone in America suffer? No, come on. We got to do something about that. And so that's what's hitting everyone right now. What? It's costing you $100 just to fill up, just for 2 trips back and forth? No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
So, specific steps, what would you do to address it?
Simple address. I would put a bill up. Hopefully, I'm in the right spot to do so. But I would put a bill in to stop the war. You need Congress's approval to go to war. Well, if they say no more war, it's up to them.
Okay.
So that's what I would do.
If you do get elected, what would be the first thing that you would do in office?
The first thing I would do in office, I would thank my opponents. I do have some great opponents. As you heard Caleb just a few minutes ago, he was talking about the opposition. we need stronger opposition. He was 100% right where we need stronger opposition. Right now we have Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries at the wheel, where they're like, oh, well, don't worry, we'll write a very strongly worded letter, and hopefully they'll do something. Come on, we need someone to actually do something, to oppose them, to say this is not what we're doing, this is not the status quo, and we need to stop it. We need to stop all of the corruption. This is blatant corruption. What, he sues the IRS for $10 million and he gets a slush fund of 1.8? Like, this blatant corruption. And so that's what needs to happen. Someone needs to step in there and just say, no. And these are the bills to stop it. And I'm hoping that's where I can actually do some of the big work.
So your first thing in office, you would say that you would want to step in opposition of?
Opposition of the current administration.
Okay.
And so I'd do whatever I can do to stop it, to reverse it, to say that, no, all people deserve rights, all people, we're citizens, and we can't just be treated like we're not. What, there's 2 citizens up in Northern America that ended up getting shot in the middle of the streets? This is not okay. This is literally what a Gestapo police force would do, where they have no rules, no regulations, where they can just murder anyone in plain sight. There's so many videos. Maybe we can say they were wrong, but do they deserve to die?
Just a quick question.
Absolutely.
On a local level,
Yes, please.
would there be something that you would want to do in Congress first?
Yes. That's to stop the war in Iran, which would bring the gas's price down.
Okay, perfect. Affordability continues to be a major concern in California. We were just talking about this. So,
Yes.
I mean, it's from housing to gas prices to groceries. What would you do on a federal level to help working families?
The biggest issues with some of the things that you actually brought up, let's start with housing. The biggest problem right now is that foreign entities and corporations can buy up land. They can buy up houses and use these as commodities. These are not things that they can just play chess with, move around, collect rent, collect what, from 1/3 to 1/2 of rent. This is beyond not okay. If you eliminate just that, just not allowing, say, China from owning farmland next to our military bases. And just so you know, the 27th district has one of the biggest bases, Edwards Air Force Base. And that's the last thing we need, is foreign entities to be able to have that sort of power over us. And corporations buying them up. These are not commodities. If you stop that, you can bring house prices down so much that the regular person could buy them. Like regular millennials and Gen Z, they can actually buy a house. Do you know what the median is right now in California? 27 for a starter home. It's close to 700,000. You think we have that? We can't start a family with that. We can't, like, people aren't having kids anymore because we've got that all taken away. And so if we can maybe have some place to live, some sort of security, we might start having kids again.
Right.
So, yeah, there's a bunch of things that actually need to happen. And I believe our current representative, George Whiteside, isn't doing a single thing about it. And so he doesn't care about us.
So
please.
What would you do at federal level to help working families then?
Put that bill in where foreign entities, say China, cannot buy land. Say corporations cannot purchase commodities, houses. And that would bring the house value down in California, here in California, and maybe we can purchase one.
Right. And talking specifically about gas too, I know that you were just talking about that with the war in Iran. Do you want to address groceries as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Groceries. The only reason that groceries has hit this high of a marker is mostly because of all the tariffs. All the tariffs have been pushed onto us, the consumer. And they kept on saying, oh, don't worry, the grocery stores are going to pay for it. And no, the consumers are actually paying for it. And when relief does come, it's not going to be the consumers that gets the money. It's going to be all of them that paid for I'm doing quotations, that paid for the tariffs, which in reality we did, the taxpayers, the actual consumers of day-to-day grocery shoppers.
Is there anything that you would do to help combat that then?
Well, I would actually do some sort of the court's already decided that some of these tariffs are illegal, but they're doing nothing about it. There needs to be a striking hand. So there needs to be some sort of bill where, hey, these are the repercussions if you don't follow what the judge says, what Congress says, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Yeah.
The district does include a very wide range of viewpoints in our community, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you're very aware of that.
Yes.
How would you represent constituents that may not agree with you politically?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the thing. We do represent Santa Clarita and Antelope Valley, which is Palmdale, Lancaster, Quartzville, all of them, and everyone in between. And the best thing that I can do, say to the ones who don't support me is, I'm not going to be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to stop and try to lower prices for just my constituents. No, I'm going to try to do it for every single person, regardless of whether you believe in me or not. I want everybody's gas prices to go down. I want to fight for everybody's actual rent to go down, their actual trying to buy a house. I want those prices to go down for everyone, not just for the people who support me. And so to them, I say, I'm going to keep trying to do what I'm going to try to do. And hopefully you reap some benefits out of that. Hopefully you get a tank that doesn't cost $120 to fill.
Of course. Last question for me.
Yeah.
Why should undecided voters choose you over your other opponent, on July 2nd?
Yeah, that's a great question to end with. I would say that the best thing about me is that I'm a local. I was born and raised here, and regardless if I win or lose, I'm going to stay here. So you can't say the same thing about our current representative. George Whiteside is not going to live in Santa Clarita. He's not going to live in Palmdale on the east side. That guy's gone if he loses. That's my point, is he doesn't represent us. He's not one of us. And to my other constituents, I say the same thing. You know, they're going to leave in a few years anyways. I'm here to stay. This is my home. So even after my deployments, even after the Marines, even after I went to Berkeley, I still ended up back here. And so that's what I want to say. And then to my Latino constituents, I would love to say a couple words to them if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Muchas gracias todos para venir a escucharme. Yo soy Roberto Ramos. Y para que ustedes que no saben, yo estoy corriendo para el 27 y ojalá pueden votar para mí en el junio 2. Y ya para que saben, el George Whiteside, ¿ya saben lo que significa ese nombre? Significa que vamos con los gringos. Y yo no soy eso. Yo soy algo más. Por eso yo soy Vamos con Ramos. Y ojalá van a votar para mí el junio 2 y muchas gracias por todos. Thank you so much for having me.
I was going to say thank you so much for being on air with us.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. If people want to check out your website, what's that link?
Yeah, absolutely. That's ramosca27.com. And you can learn everything about me on there. And if you have any questions, shoot them over and I'll gladly answer them for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your time and thank you for being here and driving down.
Absolutely.